If you are an entrepreneur on your path to success and getting to the next level, I have a really important message for you. Stay tuned. Hi, this is Simon Lovell bringing you growth in under 10 minutes. As always, hit that subscribe button and also the bell to make sure that you get regular updates of my daily videos. Now, I was on a coaching call this morning with an amazing group of entrepreneurs, and I was really called to share this video with you today to talk about my journey and my biggest mistakes as an entrepreneur. You see, when I grew up, at the age of 13, I was heavily bullied. And at that time, in that moment of that pain, when I started to isolate myself and put on a shell around myself, I didn't realize that my drive to be successful came from a compulsion within me to shoot for things which were extrinsic motivators, things outside of myself, nice cars, big homes. And that's what my view of success was. I thought that success was material success. And when I got everything that my ego wanted, the Ferrari, the big home, I worked so hard, I invested in mentors, I drove myself to the point of acquiring everything. I reached this point in complete disarray within myself, and I was asking this question, which was, where am I leading people to? Because I got all the things, right? I got the material things. And I was there thinking to myself, is this it? Because there was a bigger part of me that needed to be healed. And I really needed to heal the boy that had been bullied. And so when you're on your entrepreneurial journey, and you should shoot for success, you should reach for your dreams, all of that. But just like I asked a client the other day, I said to him when he said, I want this big home, I said, what's the reason why? And asking the question why on the things that you're shooting for and diving into that is one of the most important things that you can do. Because when you really think about what is the reason why I want that thing, you need to make sure that that thing is for you. That thing is what your heart really wants, and it's something that you know is going to please you. But I want you to put yourself in the scenario like you have the big home, you have everything that you want. Do you still feel complete? Because I didn't feel complete with everything that I had. And so what really shifted me was actually dealing with the trauma, speaking about the things that were a struggle for me, my shame, my lack of confidence within myself. And it's a tough thing to admit, especially when we're striving to be successful and we want to present ourselves as a certain way. And so on my entrepreneurial journey, through every different level that I went through, it took me going deeper within myself. Yes, it's important to learn about sales and marketing and growing a team and all of those things. But the most important thing that we can do as entrepreneurs is learn about ourselves, learn about how we operate, learn about, for example, the things that are truly motivating us and why they're motivating us. Because I knew that when I went and started my entrepreneurial journey, I didn't really seriously think about those things. Why do I want these things? Why am I shooting for these things? And my vision board was everything that was material success. And so deep impact and your purpose and your why comes from your journey. It comes from the timeline of your life. And so there's this intrinsic motivator, which is within ourselves, which is driven by our purpose in giving back. And then there's everything outside of ourselves, which is material success, which is money, all of those things. And so our drivers, the things that drive us, can be based upon fear, or that they can be based upon abundance. And so notice if your driver comes from fear or whether it comes from true confidence. Because if your whole business is driven from a deep-rooted fear that you're not good enough, you're building a business upon a very shaky foundation, and it's not sustainable. And I just had a Facebook message the other day from someone who said to me, I made loads of money, I did all of these things, but I also sabotaged it all. And so that's what happens when we have these deep-rooted beliefs that we don't deal with. We achieve success, but then we just get rid of it. Why? Because we're so used to that. We're so used to overspending. Why? Because we want to acquire lots of things. But why? Because we feel like somebody when we get those things, and it's like a dopamine hit. So I wanted to share this video with you because I've invested hundreds of thousands in myself, in business, in my personal life, to make myself someone better. And I know from the countless entrepreneurs that I speak to that there's worry, there's overthinking, there's feeling like an imposter, there's worry, there's wondering, how do I create balance in my life? And the answer to all of this is raising our own level of self-awareness and raising our own level of consciousness. And when we do that, the old parts of us that are limiting start to fall away. And then we start to step into who we really are. And that's our truest self. That's the real you. That's the real Simon. And so I was living a double life. There was a version of me that was presenting myself as a certain way versus who Simon was behind the scenes. And while I presented myself as someone that was confident, truth be told, I wasn't really confident. It was just a persona. And so what we do, and for a lot of people, especially on social media, is that they project themselves to be a certain way, which isn't truth. And then people say, oh my God, that person's really successful. I want to have what they have. But if we saw behind the scenes of the anger, of the pain, of the arguments, of all of the things that are breaking down because of something that's not being resolved within their spirit and within their soul, then you suddenly start to realize, I just need to focus on what my heart desires. So there's what you need and what your ego wants. So I got a big home. It was $10,000 a month in rent. What did I need, right? What did I need? What would I have been comfortable with? Something for a lot less. And so there's what you need and versus what you spend. And this difference between the two is our own lack of confidence. It's needing validation, right? It's like me getting the Ferrari. Nothing wrong with a Ferrari. But if the reason why you want a Ferrari is so when you drive it, people are going to look at you, that's a lot of money to spend. If you're investing and you're spending money on a Ferrari because it's an investment or because you love to drive that car around the track, and that's a hobby for you, it's a very different driver from getting a Ferrari or a sports car, because when I get that, I'm going to be somebody, right? And so I grew spiritually, I grew emotionally, and I didn't desire those things anymore. So I just wanted to do this video to support you on your journey, to ask those really important questions. Why? Why do you desire those things? This is Simon Lovell, bringing you growth in under 10 minutes, supporting you on your entrepreneurial journey. And if you want to run a conscious business, head to modernspiritualman.com/evolution, where I'm helping heal business owners to run conscious businesses from a different place. Now it's starting to rain here in Naples, and that's how it goes. So I'll see you in another video. Subscribe to the channel, hit that bell. This is what it's like in Florida. Sometimes it's instantly sunny and then it's going to start pouring. But whatever, you'll get through the storm. Take it easy. Bye-bye.